Hey guys, this is SF and Miyabi, the New Year's extreme limited time, so following Yoshi, Lune, Aries, and then Daisy. And my team's going to be Lady Rokujo, Harley X, and Bellstar. Relatively OP team. And I would say super OP team, and then Nanami Transcension for the next. For the friend. So it is a light dungeon, so Nanami has a light slayer. Awkwardly, but it works. But mainly you want no gravity barrier monsters and then bounce monsters because there's a lot of pinching in this stage. And Harley X is just one of the best no gravity barrier monsters that are bounce in the game. And of course Dark is always good. Bellstar is also the same. And his strike shot is really good because, like I said, lots of pinching. So and there's some wall pinches, so you can use the strike shot, and you can use it like twice per run if you really want to. But this dungeon is relatively easy, so you don't have to worry about it too much in terms of leaving strike shots up and stuff like that. I think the last bar only has like 3 million, and yeah, it's not that bad. Like bump combos and whatever can finish off the boss relatively easily. And Lady Rokujo, why she's there is she's a samurai slayer, and Miyabi is a samurai as well. Things you have to worry about is she is a demi-human slayer, so monsters like Hanzo will be really bad for him. Will be really bad, especially when you're get sucked in by the wind in the bottom of her. What she does is a stun. And even in the mini boss stage, it's like 10k, so you gotta not get clumped up. And you might want no win, but in my experience, it doesn't really mean that much, the no win. Because if you get sucked in, you'll be in position in angles for a lot of pinch spots, so you can use that to your advantage, in my opinion. But if you really care about it, then max luck wise, there is Manqual, who is a no gravity barrier and no win. I'm not really sure about Hatcher monsters because I know there's like Roma, but he's a Pierce monster. But mostly everybody will not be bringing no win monsters into this dungeon. And it's not like every single stage has the win right at the bottom of Miyabi to suck in you for the bottom. You just gotta keep in track of the middle one and middle counter. And not take too much and not clump up there too often. If all of you guys get clumped up for one attack, it might be okay, but of course there is a stun. There's a chance of stun, so you might want to avoid as much as you can. But I didn't really talk about the mobs, so homing absorbers is pretty much self-explanatory. They just suck in homings. I'm not really sure about. Well, you can bring like Raw, but you know, Raw is not that crazy good. And she'll just be there if you really have nothing else. But next is Turtles. God dang it. Arthur, not that great either. Gabrielle is somewhat better, but yeah, you can bring Gabrielle. I also like Robin Hood and then Hunter King, Saigo, because they have the wall bouncing strike shots. And boss stage 3 bars and 25 for the speed clear. So these Thunderbirds are relatively the most hard hitting monsters in the game. In this dungeon, not in the game. It's just that they have vertical lasers, horizontal lasers, not vertical, horizontal lasers on their bottom right counter, and they do a lot. They dealt around 10k to Harley. And the top left is a, oh, that is not good. Top left is a, what you call it, lightning. It's not one shot kill. It's about 4k per monster. So of course you can tank it if you really want to. And I think I'll do that just to take care of Miyabi, and I did get the heart anyway, so that's always good. So it's all 4k. And usually if you have 4 turns, in the first round you just pinch between the 2 sets on the bottom and then wall pinch on the top left and top right. But, you know, I wasn't in the best position, and me frankly, you don't really need to. Okay, here's the wall pinch, and I don't really need the heart or the hourglass. The thing about this team is that it's really bad at mob clearing unless you really go for pinches. So if you're really going for speed, then this might not be the best. And this is where, like, I guess Raw comes in handy, because usually the homing servers will not be alive. It's usually the Thunderbirds that are alive for the most part. And second boss stage, it's a little bit different just because the middle counter, it starts from a 2 instead of a 3. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. Pinch up, and then you should be okay. Weak spot, stay there. It's not that bad. And that's basically it. And this is where, if you want to go for strike shots, then go for strike shots. And let's see if I can get... Actually, I want to position Harley X for the last bar. Oh, I failed. I failed miserably. But it's not that big of a deal. And this is... Bellstar time. Bellstar too good, but I leaked out. But it's okay, like I said. Relatively low HP, like 2 million for the first 2 bars and 3 million for the last bar. Really, really low. And there we go, that's a good critical. Okay, last phase. Basically, it's going to be Harley X, and then that's basically game. If you go straight for the weak spot, if there's a weak spot, then it'll be a one shot. But if it doesn't, then you might need a few more damage. It's about 3 million, so if you don't directly hit the weak spot, it might not be enough. Like, this might not be enough, but we will try. Oh, barely made it because I strike shotted Lady Rokujo beforehand. But Miyabi is not a bad monster. Demicube Slayer and then a no warp for the gauge, and the Demicube Slayer is on the base ability for her bump combo, which is a Pierce Wave. So Pierce Waves are always good. It's probably like the best one for extreme monsters because just because they deal a lot of damage and stuff like that. But that's pretty much it for me. I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.